Yo guys, welcome to a new video on Fuzzy Garms. I always say we are Fuzzy Garms, and a couple of people have asked me who the we is. The we is my little brother who is sat there. I think he's been in a video or two. Once we hit 100 subscribers, he's going to do a video by himself, which will be really funny to see because he has all the charisma of a stone. Yeah, basically what we do is we buy and sell vintage clothing. Those of you that don't know, I do FIFA full-time. I'm a FIFA YouTuber / streamer full-time. But on the side of that, I also buy and sell vintage from my brother, which helps to sort of pay his bills and look after him, which is what I care about. But this intro's been recorded the day after we picked stuff up. It was a bit discombobulated yesterday, but we got a call to go and have a little look at some stuff. And we bought it all. I'm not going to say what we bought it for and what we sold it for. I'll say that for the end of the video. But it's the quickest profit I've ever made, and it's a lot of profit. It's a huge amount of money we made in the space of about half an hour, which is utterly insane. But we tend to go to charity shops, car boot sales, vintage pickup places, house clearances, friends, anyone that is selling stuff that we think, right, we can make profit from that, we go and do. The plan for today, or for today's episode, essentially, is that we're going to go to a vintage place. Again, we're going to go today, but we went yesterday as well, so I want to show you those pickups from yesterday. If we see anything there today, I'll add that to the intro at the end. But we're going to go to there, and then my other half has told me about a couple of £1 charity shops that are around, whereby everything in the charity shops is £1. Now, the quality of garms that you get there probably isn't going to be that great, in all honesty, but if you see Adidas, Nike, Fila, anything like that, or hopefully any higher end brand, £1 you're not going to make a loss on. Even if you're selling them for £3, £4, £5, you're making some small bit of profit, and the little bits of profit are what actually add up. Don't get me wrong, yesterday was an incredible day in terms of the profit we made from the items that are to my right. But realistically, what you tend to find you make more money from is the little bits and bobs that keep going. That slowly but surely adds up to quite a lot of sales. So never turn your nose up at £2, £3, £4, £5 profit off of garms. So we're probably going to do those two things today. That's the plan. We did the vintage shop yesterday. We're also probably going to do it again today. We picked it up quite cheap from them, and I sort of want to pay it forward because we did very well from it. I want to go and give them a little bit of money extra on top of what we paid yesterday. Number one, it keeps our relationship with them good. They know that it's worth more than I'm buying it for. They're fully aware that I do this for a living. But it also is a good way to pay it forward to people. If you do really well from something, there's no onus on you to do that. But if we pick up something incredible from a charity shop and we make a very decent bit of profit on it, we will go in and make a small donation. I'm not sitting there going, oh, I'm going to give them half the money. I'm not going to lie to you. I still need to be able to afford to eat. They're making money from us buying them, but I do like to give them something back. And from the vintage place, they are very good to us. They do give us very good deals. And we're very lucky that they're on our doorstep. So we'll probably drop them a little bit extra to say we did all right from this. So here's a bit for you guys. So paying it forward. So yeah, we're going to go and head out to the vintage shop again today. Charity shops, all that stuff. You'll see bits and bobs dotted around of us essentially at the vintage place, the charity shops, like sort of the fancy editing that Yellen does. And then we'll come back, and I've already recorded me showing you what we bought and what we sold it for. That's already been recorded. We're then going to hopefully maybe have 2 or 3 extra bits on top where we show you guys the other bits we bought from other places. So we're going to get into that right now. It's a very nice day today, so I'm looking forward to getting out. We're going to go ahead and do that, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so we're heading to our local vintage place. You guys have seen that before, but they let me know they had some new stuff in today, so we're going to see what they've got. She mentioned there was some Nike, some Adidas stuff, some Kappa stuff. She knows that's what I like. So fingers crossed we'll get to go from that. We'll probably also do the charity shops. I think we'll go to New Malden today, go somewhere different. We've done Banstead a lot recently and there's some decent stuff there, but I might head further out. I got a tip that there's a £1 charity shop in Mitcham and in Tolworth. So I am tempted to try those as well because apparently everything's £1. So you can't really make a loss of something you pay £1 for. So I'm going to head to the vintage shop now. Once we get to the vintage shop, we'll pick up the bits and bobs and then we'll head out. And hopefully we would have picked up some decent bits. So yeah, we'll see you in a bit. So that was utterly unreal. There was loads of stuff there. There was some Kappa stuff which is doing really well at the moment, but the condition wasn't great, so I left that. but when you see the pickups we've just got, arguably they're some of the best pickups we picked up since we started doing this. So at the moment, there's a Centre Swoosh night tees that are doing incredibly well. We found one of those. I think it's £60 to £80. We paid £2 for it. We paid £10 for 4 things, basically £2.50 each. We also picked up an old, I think it's Nike Air t-shirt. It needs a wash and an iron, but it's true Nike vintage. And again, I think that could be 20, 30, £40. We picked up a Nike USA hoodie, or like zip up, windbreaker, whatever you want to call them. It's really, really good. It's very niche. Someone will like it and someone will pay for it. So I'm a big fan of that. And then a really good vintage Adidas t-shirt as well. Again, it's medium. It's probably more of a small now. It's probably shrunk a little bit. But from that place, it's some of the best pickups we've ever got. But just in general, it's some of the best pickups. I think there's about £100 to £120 of profit in those tees alone, in what we just picked up alone. So I'm very thankful that we were able to get that stuff, which is brilliant. So we're probably now, we're going to head back and you'll see what we picked up. We're probably going to head to a charity shop. I sort of want to try out the £1 charity shop to just see what they're like. There might be some good stuff in there. So I think we're going to head there now, try that out, and then when we get back, you'll see the full haul we've got. And then hopefully we'll be able to update you if we sold anything as well at that time, because I'm probably going to record that and then add it all together at the end. So we'll see you guys in a minute. Alright guys, so I am recording this the next day, but without a doubt, one of the best hauls since we started in terms of profit and value made. So I'm going to show you the items that we picked up from the vintage place to give you an idea of what we got. I'm going to tell you what we paid for them and then what we sold them for. We sold all 4 items within about half an hour of getting back from the vintage place. We may be going to a charity shop. I don't know how this video is going to work. I might do a charity shop next day and the vintage place on top of that. But let's get into what we bought. So I'm going to start by talking about the items we picked up from the vintage place. So firstly, we picked up this vintage Adidas. Now you can't really see the colouring too much on it at the moment because the light's a bit iffy, but it's sort of a yellow and green Adidas jobby. Really, really nice. I really like it. Something I'd wear, to be fair. It's something I would wear, but we picked up that first. That's one of the items we picked up. We then picked up this Nike USA, really old vintage Nike USA, what is essentially a windbreaker. So that's it there basically. It's hard to show you it, but that is basically what it is. Again, in sort of that green colourway, green and black colourway, which is a really nice, really rare piece. And then the 2 best pieces that we picked up. So the first is this Nike spell out tee. As you can see like that. Really, really nice Nike spell out tee, proper vintage Nike, like really vintage Nike. And I told you before that Nike is doing really well at the moment. Vintage Nike is doing extremely well at the moment. So this Nike spell out tee, sort of your generic, nice, awesome sort of piece of clothing from back in the day, but now really sought after. And then the best piece we picked up is this Nike Centre Swoosh t-shirt. Now these are doing incredibly well at the moment. They go for quite a decent sort of price. And so we paid £10 all in for all 4 items. I then went on to, there's a place on Facebook, there's a group on Facebook and it's called Wavy Garms. Shout out to Wavy Garms. Billy Bentley, sort of the admin there. Shout out to him. He knows his stuff. He's amazing. So I went on to Wavy Garms. I just said, picked up this stuff. I have a sort of relative knowledge of the value, but I thought I'd get a crystal clear idea of value, and we could have listed it all individually and probably over the course of the next few weeks got about £170 to £180 for it. But then a guy came along and said, I'll take the lot off of you if we can come to a price. So we agreed on a price of £140 all in, so that's including postage and whatnot. So after we posted stuff to him, we're looking at making about £130, £125 profit, basically, from 4 tops that we bought within half an hour, which is utterly ridiculous. It's incredible. To pick up that sort of profit in that amount of time, we're talking half an hour, is not the usual. I'm not going to lie to you. Normally, you hold on stuff for a day, 2 days, 3 days, and it starts to sell when you're sort of picking up stuff and continuing to build up stock. But that realistically pays for our next couple of trips out to do whatever it is we're doing. But yeah, £125 profit from those. And so a massive thing is to look out for that vintage Nike stuff at the moment. And we're not talking about sort of 2000, early 2000 Nike stuff. We're talking about proper vintage Nike, like old school Nike. I mean, I'd have to guess some of the stuff sort of 90s. It's probably where you're looking at for that sort of stuff there. Maybe some 80s in there. But you are really looking out for vintage Nike. That's what you're looking for. It's doing incredibly well at the moment. But Nike in general was doing really well. This time last year, we had a boom of Adidas. Adidas was going mental. That calmed down, but Adidas still goes for a decent bit, especially the vintage stuff. But Nike's taken over that now, and Nike's starting to really do well. So we tend to buy quite a lot of Nike. But this video is probably going to be in two parts. It's going to be me talking to you now afterwards about any charity shop pickups we got, if there were any. I'm not really sure what the plan's going to be in terms of how we're going to do that, but I'll be back in 2 seconds' time. Alright guys, so we didn't end up actually going to the new charity shops that we were supposed to. Things came up, we had to sort out sending a lot of stuff off that we sold. But we did get to go back to that vintage shop, and you would have seen us in the charity shop. We picked up a couple of really nice bits, which I'm quite happy with. So let's talk about the extra stuff we picked up from the vintage place today. And so we went back in and we gave them essentially an extra little bit of money because we did quite well off the first set, and they're really thankful for that. And she basically said, well, obviously, it works well for us and you. If you're buying stuff, making money, and then making us money is good. So it works out well for both parties, but it's always good to build up a nice relationship with sort of those sort of shops and people, because they tend to do you good deals. And again, we've done quite well today. So picked up a vintage Puma polo shirt, really sort of old style Puma logo here. Like really decent old polo shirt. I'm pretty happy with it. We picked that up. There's a whole lot I'm about to show you cost me £10. So I'll show you that. So that's the vintage Puma. We then picked up a Nike hoodie. It does need a wash. Again, but quite, not a massively old one, but still quite a nice old hoodie. Again, I said this before in the first video, rinse and repeat. If things are doing you well, then rinse and repeat them, and Nike hoodies keep selling for us, so we keep buying them. But we've got a nice standard Nike hoodie, does the job, does everything you need to do. Something that's doing extremely well right now, because it is summer, are swimming shorts. And these are some vintage feelers, and we're talking old school vintage feelers with the old like white line feeler logo on them. These are really decent. We'll at least get 10 quid for these. Again, if you level up the 4 items for sort of £10, £2.50 each, make a decent bit of profit out of those. And then a bit of a punt for me, but I know this will sell. It is a staff member's top from JD Sports, and it's literally just Team JD on it. And I've sold similar to this before from like a Foot Locker one that I sold for 15 quid. So we're going to list it and see what it does. But it was a bit of a punt, but I thought, why not go for it? So that was pretty cool. So £10 for all of that lot there, which is really, really decent. And then we headed to a charity shop that's across the road, and we picked up a couple of really decent bits I'm quite happy with. So first up is an LA Galaxy training top. And the reason why I like this a lot is because it is the David Beckham 23 Adidas top. It is an extra large, which is, they're more of a hard sell, extra larges. I'm not going to lie to you. The mediums and larges tend to do better, but we paid £6, I think £6.50 for it. But I'm confident getting £15 to £20 for that minimum. But the David Beckham one, it massively helps. The LA Galaxy logo too does really, really help. So I'm hoping we get 15, 20 quid for that. And then, a bit of a punt on this one. A similar price to the other. A similar price to the hoodie you just saw, Jackie just saw before. It's a Nike running top. But I wouldn't really punt it for this normally, but I looked on Depop, and a lot of these are getting a lot of interest because, number one, Nike's doing really well. I've said it a million times before. Nike's doing brilliantly. But they're also quite stylish. They're quite cool running jackets. People are doing more activity. Since lockdown happened, people got into running and stuff like that. So, like, activities like activity wear like this is doing really well. So I'm hoping getting 20 quid for that. Not bad for £6.50 spend. So all in, I'm hoping that from what we bought today, we're looking at maybe £50 to £60 of profit, ideally. But we'll see how it goes once we get it all listed on Depop. But what has been, I'm not going to lie to you, an insane week. This week just gone, we've made a total, I think, roughly of about £270, which is really legit. It's absolutely incredible. We've still got a couple of bits we've sold and wait for money to come in from those as well. But that is a very, very good week. A very, very good week. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that every single week is like that, because they're not. But if you sort of live for these good weeks that you have, and then you sometimes accept that for the first couple of weeks of a month, it might be a bit of a lull. But really what we're doing right now with the Depop shop and with eBay and everything is getting everything ready for payday. Payday is about a week away now. So everything's been listed up, and we expect stuff will sell between now and then. But especially on payday, we tend to see a lot more influxes of sales, and sort of money starts to roll in a bit more there. So hopefully the Depop's looking good by payday. But that is going to be the end of this video. If you are new around here, please do consider subscribing down below. Click the like button, all that good stuff. It's massively appreciated. But for now, we are out.